Hey up YouTube, what's going on? I'm basically bringing the Week 6 battle for Newcrustle United here in the PPL Division 2 Season 4. This week's opponent is Slyroh. He's taken over Livwurmple FC off Richie for the remainder of the season. And, you know, it's the first time we've played Slyroh in a natural sort of draft with stakes at the end of it. Because obviously at the end of this we could get promoted and we are in a really good spot for that right now. Because as we're going into this battle, we are 4-1. We're currently second, and we're +7 differential, which is quite good. It's not quite good for us, in fairness. So we're in a good spot right now. So if you have not watched my team builder yet, do go check that out. That will be in the description down below. Tells you a little bit more in depth what I think he's going to bring and the reason why I'm bringing what I'm bringing and all that jazz. I do tend to ramble a bit, so it is quite long. So don't blame me if you haven't. But yeah, basically, on his full team basically consists of Tapabulu, I don't know the exact order now, but Tapabulu, Slyroh, the 6 you see there on the screen, and he also has Gerda, Skuntank, Miss Magus, and Gudra. I basically thought he could bring six of any of them apart from Miss Magus. Miss Magus was the only one I was guaranteed definitely wasn't coming. And in my team builder, I did say I thought he'd bring the top 6, which is the 5 you see here, but with Gudra instead of Torn. So it's kind of arbitrary. And in the team builder, I did say if he was going to bring Torn, he'd bring it instead of Gudra, and that's what happened. So yeah, that's kind of happened. But seeing those 6 mons right there, I breathed a sigh of relief because he didn't bring Skuntank, which means Delphox now actually does 2-hit-go everything. Means Delphox doesn't have to worry about Skuntank switching in. So I can basically bring in Delphox in at any given point and basically kill something. Which is nice. Lack of Gudra also just sort of helps my special things out a little bit more in general, so that was kind of nice. Means I don't have to worry about Gudra switching in on any of my special mons, especially considering that Delmise is special this week. So that made that a little bit nicer, I guess. So in a way, I was more glad to see Torn than Gudra in terms of the way my team was built. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Because I do have a fairly good reliable switch into tornadoes in the form of Rocky Helmet, Electros. So that's quite nice. And I did bring obviously Scar and Specialty Defense to withstand 1 hit at the very least, so I can at least get a Toxic off or something on that, should I need to. But looking at those 6, that he did bring, in all honesty, I'm not 100% certain why my lead was what my lead is, and of course with these the way these screens are set up, you can see what our leads were. But already, if you know what you're looking at. But I looked at this team and I thought, well, Crocodile I kind of predicted him to go for Registeel first because I don't think he was going to predict me to go with like Delphox first. So I thought he'd like really prioritise getting rocks up, considering he can see. I mean, I do have Delmise, but I thought he'd prioritise getting rocks up, considering I brought Delphox and Kyro and things like that. So I thought he'd prioritise getting rocks up. I thought he'd lead with Registeel, to be honest. And also with being sort of AV Crocodile, I knew obviously if I intimidated the Tornadoes as well, because I thought it'd be either Registeel or Tornadoes. I thought he'd either go with the Rocks lead or sort of the more Scout lead in Tornadoes, and either way, Crocodile does that because I can get Intimidate off that. U-turn's not really going to be doing too much, even with after that Intimidate, even with being super effective. And if you wanted to go for a special move, I am AV, and then I could just bop it with a Stone Edge. As it is, we'll see what happens. You can see it on the screen, let's face it, but we'll see what happens. So I did leave with Crocodile because I felt that was going to be my best lead for those situations there, because I didn't want to risk Delphox from the off, in case he did leave with Slyroh for some reason. But here we are. And black screen, there's Slyroh's character. There he is, there we are. Right, and he is Pokeball now. There we are. Lloyd Banks. Now, that is a Rotom. And I ummed and ahed for about a good 30 seconds about what he was actually going to do with that roam. But, do I just Stone Edge it, kill it right now, or do massive damage to it right now? I thought, nah, Will-O-Wisp. I'm going to protect the Will-O-Wisp. He might Volt Switch. I don't really want to take the Volt Switch, but I thought, nah, not risking it. Delphox. Not risking it at all. Will-O-Wisp indeed. Oh, thank God. Called that turn 1. And this puts me in a really good spot because basically I can scout what this is, and I did go for the Shadow Ball, predicting him to go straight into Slyroh, but then I kind of forgot that it would be slower. So now I do take that Volt Switch, but is what it is. But now, at least at the very least, I get a scaled out that damage, and I think that told me it was that damage actually told me it was physically defensive, or at least not especially defensive. But now in comes Slyroh on the Shadow Ball, which is odd because I would have actually 2-hit KO'd it. But obviously it is at full health right now. I can't deal with that, and he does just go for the skull, and that's fine. That does a good solid 26 damage. And even if this gets burned, it's not the end of the world because its only physical move is Earthquake. So now obviously I'm threatening it out with a grass move. Yeah, okay, I did go for the grass move. I knew the tornadoes was probably going to come in, but at the same time, Slyroh's there. And that is about 20%, and that kind of made me think, oh, okay, this is AV. This is kind of AV torn right now. That's what they look like on the calc, because the calc said about 16 to 20% for AV, and I'm not risking it. Well, I thought Heat Wave would be his play here, but safest middle was Electros here, and he does actually go for the Hurricane, which Electros choose. Would have chewed better if I was AV on that, but he does take a little bit of Rocket Helmet damage from that. Not quite sure if that, because that did actually just put him outside of regenerator range as well, which is important. So the Rocket Helmet does come in there, and now comes the situation of what I talked about in the team builder. There's my knockoff. I got rid of leftovers. It wasn't Assault Vest, so I didn't need to worry about that. And now comes my Giga Trade, which gets it down quite low. And that actually kind of rolled a little bit too low for my liking. But I do get all my health back. This is why I did actually want to outspeed it, just in case it got like this situation, so I can get all my health back before I kill it. But he Toxics me here, which surprised me a little bit. I thought he'd just go for the knockoff, to be honest. Get rid of that Rocket Helmet. But I guess he's seen the Rocket Helmet, so I don't have that surprise factor anymore. But he does withdraw, which surprised me, but I did go for the safe middle play of Flamethrower, and, well, because I discounted that Flamethrower did actually kill from there, which is great. And, well, yeah. That's a Flamethrower to Tapu Bulu, and that damage did not do anywhere near as much. That tells me this is Assault Vest. This is Assault Vest, this is simply Assault Vest Tapu Bulu, so at least I know it's not Swords Dance, so I don't need to worry about that. But yeah, and I have absolutely no reason to risk anything on this because this is Grassy Terrain boosted Horn Leech and 20 damage. 20 damage. I'm not even physically defensive, I'm especially defensive, Skarmory. But with leftovers, I basically get most of that back. So, yep, I get about 10 of that back basically. So, 2 rounds of leftovers, I recover the Horny damage. So, and he switches out here, of course. So, I think I did predict. Yeah, I did predict the Rotom coming in here. Yeah, this is the time I toxic. So I did manage to toxic the Rotom on the switch, which is something I wanted to do because Rotom is one of the more problematic mons for me to take down in general. This week, but so with that being toxic, that means his leftovers is being somewhat negated now, and I now get back to full health, so that's great. So in that exchange, I managed to basically waste 2 turns of Grassy Terrain and basically toxic the Rotom for free. Basically, anytime Tapu Bulu comes in, I get to do something for free. And he does Will-O-Wisp here, and I kind of predicted the Will-O-Wisp there because I thought he might predict my Krookodile coming in, and therefore go for the Will-O-Wisp. Either way, if he Volt Switched or he Will-O-Wisp, then Electros was my best play. If he overheated, then that would have been a problem. But yeah, I figured that was my best play. And now he does overheat, which is fine. I take a lot of damage, but it's not going to kill me because I figured this thing wasn't like offensive from the damage it's taken. And there goes the knockoff. I got rid of his leftovers now. That was kind of the most important thing for me right there. Trying to get rid of that nonsense. If I only had like Smackdown, I could have Earthquaked it, but not Earthquake. I didn't have like an Earthquake on it, but yeah, so that's kind of like the one thing I do have. Like, does get access to Aqua Tail, which is kind of thing. But I figured I'll save this. I'll save this right now. I don't think he's going to go for a Volt Switch at this point. I figured he's just going to go for another Overheat, and that's what he does. That's what he does. So I get Delphox in for free here. Not sure whether or not he'd save this or not at this point, so I just went for, like, he could use this for fodder, like I just kept my Electros there. But no, he does stay in, and he did, I do just finish it off with the Shadow Ball. So that is Rotom Heat gone, which was probably one of the bigger problems, because now without Rotom Heat, he has no he has no essential, immediate, obvious switch into Skarmory. Obviously, I can't do anything to the Registeel, but he has no real offensive switch into Skarmory, which is great. Because if he goes into Regital, then I've got a free switch into something else. And now this is the point where I sack off my Electros because I figured he was going to U-turn, and now this gives me the initiative. I do get a little bit of chip damage, but that doesn't really matter because now with the U-turn, he does go regenerate all the way back. So that is nice for him, but it means he has to go into that first, and the fact he went into Tapu Bulu means I get an absolutely free switch into Skarmory now, and I get my rocks up basically. Because he's gone into Tapu Bulu, I get my rocks up at this point because I don't think he's going to be switching in Torn again, and I don't think he's going to be switching in Slyroh here. I figured he was going to go into Registeel this time, predicting my Toxic again. So I figured I'll just set my rocks up, and there we go. And in comes the Registeel, as I thought he would, and in out comes the rock. So there we are. We've got that. That's that sorted. Our rocks are up, and now they're basically there to stay because Donphan's basically dead, so it has to get a free switch in on something slower than it, which doesn't exist. Actually, because I did speed creep the Donphan with everything I had. So obviously the Clay Body ignores that, but he does go for his own rocks here, which was a good play on his part actually. I'll give him that. That was a really good play on his part because I was actually switching out in case of the electric move. I kind of expected him to Thunder Wave maybe, or at the very least obviously like offensive Thunderbolt. I figured Knockoff was my best play right now because I wanted to get rid of. Also, you may notice. Oh, no, I don't think it's not in there yet, but I'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, Knockoff takes out the Donphan right there, and now those rocks are definitely up to stay. Because the Earthquake would have been like a 3-hit KO on the old Registeel, so actually Knockoff was doing more at that point because of the grassy terrain. That was one thing to deal with there. And Tapu Bulu's in again, therefore I go into Skarmory. Now I actually take obviously a little bit more from the rocks as well as slightly more damage from that Horn Leech, so it was about 20 to 22 damage, clearly on the rolls there. I'm not sure if that's the highest and lowest margins, but does get a lot of health back here to be fair between Horn Leech and Grassy Terrain. But that being said, you can do absolutely diddly squat to me. So, and now the grass is gone because it's actually switched in Tapu Bulu whilst it was still up. But he does reveal the Nature's Madness, which... fair enough. Okay. That's sort of good, obviously. Knowing that he gets 20 War Madness, it's kind of a good thing. But I did actually just straight up Iron Head him on that turn. And that is huge damage, and he doesn't have the grassy terrain now. And now he's definitely switching into something that can take that Iron Head quite nicely. Therefore, I just go for my Roost at this point. Turns out he goes into Torn. I thought he was going to Registeel maybe again here, just to really tank that Iron Head. But no, I did go into the, just in case I did, because I could have basically just stayed in with that, but no, I play safe and just got my Torn, I got my Skarm actually all the way up to full, as it happened, again. So basically I got a lot of damage off on that, I got a lot of damage off on that, Tapu Bulu for free there, because now my Skarm's back at full health entirely, and now Tapu Bulu is about 3rd health. But I figured what he's going to do now is U-turn, so I can go into my Crocodile here, get my Intimidate off the same situation here, and he does get the Heat Wave, so he does reveal he has the Heat Wave, and he stays in Hurricane, which did surprise me because I could just go for Stone Edge here. But I do go for the knockoff here, and I actually completely blank on this at the time. I completely blanked in the battle. I completely blanked on the fact I didn't knock off any item there. We should have sent alarm bells going there. If I Stone Edge at that point, that would have been a dead Tornadus. But I figured he was actually going to U-turn on me that time round, and I went into Skarmory. So I kind of call him off there because now that's his best switch into Skarmory. So I basically forced him to switch out on his best switch into Skarmory. But now that I got that into Red, obviously regenerated, and I take that back up to about half. For now, anyway. But I can't touch this. I can't touch Registeel. I figured he was actually now going to go for the electric move, but I didn't go into Crocodile here. I'm not sure why I didn't go into Crocodile, actually, to be honest. Because now I do take that Thunderbolt, which is a bit unfortunate. I'm not sure why I didn't go into Crocodile there. I can't remember why I didn't go into Crocodile. I think I was scared he might Earthquake or something? I don't know. I can't remember why I didn't go into Crocodile there. But basically this thing comes in, but I do outspeed it. So, obviously I was going for a Flamethrower on the Registeel anyway, but I think at this point he was just attacking Tapu Bulu, so there goes Tapu Bulu at the very least. And, I think that was So yeah, Tapu dies to that, and he set up the grassy terrain. Now this is interesting because obviously I'm actually healing myself. Look at this. Tapu gone, and now he comes in with rocks, obviously with Slyroh, but this is not even a roll. I am modest nature, and the fact he's brought this in means unless like sod it, like even if he's scouting, then something dies basically here. Something dies to the combination of the Z Shadow Ball and a move. So, because you can't bring Slyroh in, obviously Slyroh can do it, but you can't bring Slyroh in again after the damage he takes from this, even if he doesn't. If he switch out, basically. Boom, Slyroh's gone. Even if he switched out into register, crit didn't matter. Even if he switched into register, that would have taken massive damage, and I probably could have Shadow Balled it from the range it would have been at. So he wouldn't be able to switch Slyroh back in again at that point. Now obviously with these rocks being up, that does help me take down this Taunt a little bit better, because every time he comes in here he's actually regenerating like 8% health. And this is my favourite turn. He U-turns me, and I survive on 2 because of his own grassy terrain. Which means I kill something else with Delphox, and that is the Registore, of course, because that's all he's got left at this point. So yeah, out comes the old Flamethrower. That just destroys. Oh, that's a crit as well, but it doesn't matter because it was a switch in. I didn't actually realise that was a crit at the time, but that crit didn't matter either because it was just a straight switch in. So it would have died to 2 of those anyway. From the fact you saw it basically one-shot the register, it would have been a 2-hit KO anyway without the crit. And he does click U-turn here, which is a good play in the card because I could have gone into like Crocodile in case of the Scarf. He doesn't actually know. I don't know if he knows. Yeah, he does know a Scarf because he did Hurricane before. He Hurricane before I got him. But now I know I can take any one hit. I know I can take any one hit from this Karam. But bear in mind, I did blank on something earlier on, and it does give me a minor moment of panic here when I saw that. Because I did blank on the fact I didn't see the old Z move. The fact that it was Z move earlier on, and it wasn't AV. So I did blank on that fact earlier on when I did try and knock off the Taunt. So yeah, this gave me minor. This kind of like oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. But I didn't really count for Z move. We good. Karim was a monster. So yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I knew I could easily take a superpower, which is what I was actually expecting there, not an item. If that had been Zed's superpower, I don't think that would have been the same. I'm a little bit confused as to why he was Zed Steel rather than Zed's superpower. But that being said, basically, good game, Slyroh, and that's a nice 4-0 win for us, which means we are now 5-1 for the season. This is the best we've ever been at the midpoint. By the way, we're at the middle point of the season right now. How has this gone so quickly? But yeah, we're 5-1 for the season, and this is the best ever win streak we've ever had in the PPL. By the way, we've only ever managed to string 2 wins together before. Like whenever we've got 2 wins, we've immediately lost straight afterwards. So this is the best win streak we've ever had, I think. I'm not sure if we managed to string together 3 last season, but no, I don't think we did actually. But yeah, so we're 5-1 now, 5-1 plus 11, which puts us in a really good position for going forward. Now next week is, I believe, Potato Jim and his Pine Cove Ramblers. So another new person, actually, another person we've never fought before. So that's 3 in a row. I mean, we fought Sly before, but like I said, not in a league with stakes. I think it was the off-season Screw My Draft League thing. That was the only other time I fought Sly. So I think this is the first time I've actually fought Jim. Oh, I fought Jim in the PDWC, but I've never fought him in league format, like the actual sort of league format. Because I think he was in my group for PDWC. Now I think about it, the World Cup thing that Riot Group put together. So I have fought Jim once before, I believe, but not in a sort of league like this. Yeah, so that's it for this week. I'll hope you join me next week. And I kind of, if you don't want to know about how the rest of these matches played out as it happens, so if you haven't watched the rest of the matches, I'll say goodbye to you now, because I'm going to spoil where I am in the league right now after this. So goodbye if you haven't watched the rest of the matches. Just click stop now and you can go watch the others. But for those guys who have stayed and who have watched the matches / don't care, I'm obviously now 5-1 plus 11. That takes us top. That takes us top right now, which is a place that we've never been before in the PPL. we've been in the top in other leagues before, but we've never been in the top of the PPL. And in the PPL, we've always been the chaser rather than the defender. And I said before early on in the season when I took that loss to Cast in week 2, I did say in that match, I do kind of prefer to be the chaser rather than the being at top. I prefer to be the ones chasing the lead rather than the one actually in the lead. Just mentality-wise, it's a weird, it's a sort of just something I just prefer to be chasing. Just mentality-wise, it's weird. But that being said, now I am top. I kind of feel quite well. Obviously, I feel really good because I am top, but I kind of feel a lot different than I was expecting to feel. But anyway, I feel a lot more calm this season for some reason. Now, the fact I'm top, I do, whenever I get to top in the league, I sort of tend to panic a little bit. Like, oh god, now all the pressure's on me. But I'm not feeling the pressure, to be honest. I'm not feeling the pressure of being top, which is kind of weird. But anyway, that's it for me. Next week we've got to try and defend our top place right now. But yeah, 5-1 plus 11. See if we can keep this season going in that direction. Preferably with some nice big wins to try and get our differential record up, because our differential record in the PPL is horrendous. Our win record isn't too bad. Obviously the 110 season didn't help that, but it's not horrendous. But our differential is horrendous in the PPL, so if we can get that up, that'd be great. That'd be great. Because right now I think we're about breaking even in wins and losses in the PPL, just because of that horrendous season 2, even with this record so far this season. But our differential is still minus 10, 12 at this point. So it's silly. But that's it for me. I've been AmazingChi, you've been AmazingChi. I'll see you again next week for Potato Gym. But for now, drop.